Good morning, fellow dairy leaders and guests. I'm Corby Werth, a dairy farmer from northern Michigan. As president of United Dairy Industry of Michigan Board of Directors, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the United Dairy Industry of Michigan's annual meeting. Well, let's start our time together hearing some checkoff updates, milestones, and highlights. Our Dairy Checkoff has been working hard on your behalf and will share how they have been telling the real story of dairy farming and dairy foods, tapping into social media, educational programs, in-person events, and more. They're engaging consumers where they live, work, and play, building trust and understanding about what we do on our farms every day. The past year also brought its share of trials, including challenges with H5N1 outbreaks. The virus had complications for dairy farms, including biosecurity measures and concerns about our dairy cows. UDIM stepped up to bring together the industry and ensure you had the latest updates and guidance to protect your herds. Regular communications and biosecurity toolkits kept our community informed and prepared as we navigate the concerns created by this challenge. You will hear more about the behind-the-scenes work later in a panel discussion. The year also brought renewed and expanding partnerships. For example, UDIM reignited its partnership with the Michigan State University, and the milk will be recognized as the official nutritional beverage of Michigan State athletics. As a pioneer land-grant university, we're excited to once again refuel the Spartans. More details will be coming about this reestablished partnership, and we look forward to future games and MSU events. Due to H5N1's biosecurity concerns, UDIM modified its 2024 On the Farm video series, which connected Gen Z athletes and their fans and Michigan dairy farmers. Instead of visiting farms, the athletes and the farmers connected off-farm for games and conversations. But the intent remained the same: counteract dairy myths by showing consumers what dairy farming and dairy farmers are all about in a casual, fun, and personal way. In 2024, the team expanded successful physician programs to Grand Rapids and other practice areas beyond pediatricians. Their 3 consultants meet with doctors, nurses, and office staff to share their key facts about how 13 nutrients in the dairy is essential for supporting children's health and development, and important for pregnant women. They met with 833 contacts and distributed nearly 6,000 educational kits. UDIM also continued its commitment to ensuring kids' access to milk in schools, addressing an overlooked need in Michigan schools. UDIM introduced an opportunity for the community members to nominate schools for grants to cover the cost of individual milk cartons sold to students during 2023 and 2024 school year. This initiative ensured that students from winning schools who wanted to enjoy milk with their meals from home could still do so without financial barriers. I'd like to thank UDIM Board of Directors for their commitment, their time commitment to the guiding the dairy promotion work, and their support of programs. Our board is made up of dairy farmers representing 4 cooperatives, dairy processors, academia, and MDARD. I'd also like to thank UDIM's dedicated staff for their work, their hard work and creativity in sharing dairy messages in so many ways. You're positioning the organization and dairy community for the future. As I wrap up, I'm excited about our new strategic partnership with Florida dairy farmers. This alliance was created after months of careful thought and exploration. It provides an opportunity for our organizations to collaborate, combine resources, and exchange expertise, focusing on amplifying dairy's positive story across the country. And now I'll invite FDF Board President Jon Larson to share a few words.
Thank you, Corby, and it's a pleasure to be here. Sutton, Rooks, and Kloss back here is also farmers here with us today from Florida, board members. And I wanted to take this opportunity to say there has been a lot of unending time, calls, and thinking of this whole thing. And I just wanted to pass on something to you from some other farmers in Florida that have just come to us on officers and just said how much they really appreciate the Michigan farmers to really taking this opportunity to think what's right about it and what's best for the most for our consumers to sell dairy. And so I think your staff should be commended, working with our staff, and a few of our staff people are back here on that back row that are up here today, and they are getting to know them. You know, there's always transition in some of that, but I just wanted to say, Matt Lucier, which is not here, our treasurer, has probably put in as much time as anybody with myself and Sutton Rooks to help get this thing culminated and catalytic and get it fired up and get it going, because I talked to several-year-old farmers and I said, I really think this is an opportunity to set precedents in the United States dairy industry, because never before we had anything quite like this. And I served on the DMI board for 19 years, worked with a lot of state and regions, and gotten to know Corby over the years. And Chris, you can be in good hands with those guys at the DMI board meeting. I will have to commend them for that, looking out for you guys and what they can go forward. So we're going to just pull those talents together, all of us, to try to make this thing be the most efficient and greatest thing that's happened in the Florida and Michigan industry for the United States dairy industry. So with that, thank you. It's good to be here. Any questions later on at lunchtime or whatever, we'll get together. But thank y'all.
Be sure to stay current at thanks, John, for coming up. I appreciate that. Be sure to stay current on UDIM programs and activities through our timely text messaging and monthly e-newsletters. And if you're not on the list to receive these communications, scan the QR code on the screen to sign up. As we look to 2025, I'm inspired by the incredible programs we've made together and excited about the opportunities ahead. Please reach out to me, a member of the board, or the UDIM team with questions or ideas. Together, we will continue to move Michigan dairy forward. And thank you. At this time, I'd like to call a brief business meeting to order so we can handle 3 procedural matters. The chair would entertain a motion to dispense the reading of and to accept the minutes for March 7th, 2024 Delegate Joint Annual Meeting of the American Dairy Association and Dairy Council of Michigan. Motion made and supported. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion passes. The chair will entertain a motion to approve all of the business conducted in the 2024 by the American Dairy Association of Michigan Board of Directors, committees, and staff. Motion made and supported. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion passes. The chair will also entertain a final motion to approve all business conducted in 2024 by the Dairy Council of Michigan Board of Directors, committee, and staff. Motion made and supported. Any other discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion passes. Now please welcome UDIM Treasurer Jon Larson to the podium.
Good morning. As Corby indicated, I will be making the Treasurer's Report presentation. And by the way, welcome, Florida. We're all excited. We're one big family. So, this means I will be representing the financial reports for the United Dairy Industry of Michigan for the period ending December 31st, 2024. I am pleased to report that 24 was another productive year for UDIM in terms of putting our farmers' investment to work. By looking at the statement of financial position, starting with the assets, total assets includes cash and investments, accounts receivable, inventory, prepaid expenses, property, and equipment. The total assets came in at $5,443,365. Next, we have liabilities and net assets. This includes accounts payable, accrued payroll, deferred revenue, and net assets. Total liability and net assets together total $5,443,365, rounding out the statement of financial position. Moving on to the statement of activities. Total revenues received were $12,784,594. This includes revenue from the Michigan Dairy Market Program Committee, processors, bank interest, gain or loss on disposal of assets, and donations from Blue Cross Blue Shield. Total expenses came in at $12,619,284. This includes our total investment in promotional program to build trust and sales with consumers. Balancing expenses and revenues gives us a change in net assets of $165,309. Taking a closer look at the breakdown of expenses, you will see that we had in the following items. DMI National Program Development presents Michigan's share of the National Association of Unified Marketing Plan. Innovation engaging in DMI-led initiatives to foster dairy industry growth and leadership, leveraging insights and consumer research and drive local market opportunities. Sustainability demonstrates that dairy is an environmental solution backed by science and proof. Sustainability is economically sound for farmers, markets, and society. Reputation includes health and wellness, as well as consumer marketing and consumer communication. Consumers marketing and communication includes driving dairy's relevance, trust, and sales through targeted ads, content marketing, influencers, retail market, and events. We create impactful content to inform, inspire, and counter misinformation, reaching consumers through owned, paid, and earned media. Health and wellness includes nutrition fairs, sports nutrition programs, nutrition education, dairy optimization, and nutrition security. We partner with schools, food banks, associations, and state agencies, etc., to educate consumers on the nutritional benefits of dairy to create lifelong advocates. Industry Relation works with dairy farmers, allied industry members, and other organizations to show the dairy community the work we do to connect with consumers about dairy farming and dairy foods. Lastly, we have general expenses, which include general administrative costs not directly related to programs such as inventory, accounting, task, and grant management, etc., which is very within their means, we're told, and very comfortable. Are there any questions on the United Dairy Industry of Michigan financial report? Well, that's great. I had a backup. Kim. In closing, I would like to affirm that these statements conclude a successful finish to 2024 budget year. I would now like to return over to Melissa, CEO, for an update on the work that we've been doing.
You guys have heard from Corby and Jon, thank you both. And there's a lot of exciting things happening in this industry and within this organization. We all know our world is changing, our industry is changing, and we need to embrace it with open arms. As we navigate this change together, my commitment to you is that we will do this in a way that aligns with our values and the values of our communities. What I want to talk to you this morning is how we will hold true to these values and move forward to the future. In 2024, we were very intentional at looking at our strategy and realigning that strategy. And as a part of that, we took a look at our vision, our mission, and our values. And it all starts with the vision. So what is the vision? The vision is, where is the space that we want to move to? What is the space that we want to create? What's this industry that we want to create? And for us, it's securing a positive future for the dairy community. To me, this embodies the word change, taking intelligence, market trends, and shifting in the marketplace when appropriate. And in a few minutes, you're going to hear from Kuda, who's going to show us how our demographics are changing and the opportunity that lies to fill that gap. The strategic partnership with Florida is a concrete example of thinking differently and navigating through this change. Looking at efficiencies to maximize and put into larger population centers like the state of Florida. Our vision of securing a positive future for the dairy community, well, how are we going to get there? What path should we be on? What resources should we have in our bag? And that's our mission. This mission will guide us. And our mission is instilling trust in dairy through outreach and education to ultimately drive sales. In 2024, we also invested in looking at data, collecting data, analyzing data, and evaluating our programs to make sure that we were on the right path and we did have the right resources in our bag. And instilling trust is the core of our programming. Whether we're interacting in schools, online, or directly with the consumer. Ways that we do that, building trust with our parents. And in a little bit, you're going to hear from Noelle, who's going to talk a little bit more about our 1,000-day campaign, in which we were able to do that. It's building trust with consumers and telling them that, yes, chocolate milk is the right answer after a race or pickleball match. I think it's called a match. And here's why. And it's building trust with our shoppers online, whether they're in the e-commerce space or just perusing through, as my husband likes to call it, the TikToks. So we're on the path. What's going to drive us? What's going to fuel us? And that's our values. Every single person on this, every single face you see on the screen shows up every single day with positive integrity and passion for what they do on your behalf, but it's not only the passion that they show on your behalf, it's how we show up for each other. So every day we are optimistic, we are curious, and we do operate with professional integrity and have a genuine love for our communities. While we know things are changing, we should be excited about this change and embrace it. Change is when we grow, not only as individuals, but as this organization and leading to the industry. So as we move through this change, the three things I promised you, to hold true to our core values, our vision, and our mission. To look ahead to the future, but not so far ahead that we lose space of where we should be today. And to keep you informed of where we are and where we are going, so I hope you scanned that QR code and check your text messages and open those emails that come from Jolene and I. As we enter into this new space, and for some of us it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's in that space of being uncomfortable where we truly grow. I encourage you all to embrace it with optimism, curiosity, all while acknowledging that it can carry some strong emotions. To the producers in the room, you all saw an opportunity to bring two organizations together for the betterment of all dairy farmers. And the staff and I are here to make good on that promise. We will be intentional with using data to be able to share the wonderful story of dairy. Together, we will embrace this change and move forward. I'm excited for you all to hear from the presenters this morning so that you can see how we're utilizing the data and bringing it to life in the marketplace.